Another big story we're tracking. Have the main accused in the Delhi High Court blast and 13/7 Mumbai blasts managed to escape the country? Now, NDTV has come to know about a major slip-up by investigating agencies. Reliable sources have told us that there was a blunder in coordination between the Delhi police and the Maharashtra anti-terror squad, leading to one of the main accused in the Delhi High Court blast escaping the country. So a blunder there with the Maharashtra ATS spoiling an important lead by arresting an IM operative that was in fact to lead the Delhi police to one of the main accused, and because of this now the 13/7 trail has gone cold. It's suspected that there are two Pakistani nationals who are behind the Mumbai blast and the High Court blast. However, after the arrest by the Maharashtra ATS, those two managed to escape the country. The Home Ministry was monitoring both cases. So how was it that there was this lack of coordination, that there was this issue of coordinating the investigation? So that is the big story we'll be tracking. We'll also be getting you more reactions to that story, that how such a big blunder in investigating such an important terror case was allowed to happen. Why is there not better coordination between the Delhi police and the Maharashtra ATS? Rashmi Rajput tracking that story very closely. Rashmi, just take us through what exactly was the lack of coordination and the two main accused, the two main suspects now escaping the country.
Gargi, the Delhi police has been camping in Mumbai for the past 1 month in connection with the 13/7 blast case. Now, just to recall, in November last year, the Delhi police had cracked the Indian Mujahideen module. Now, while interrogating the members, they had found out some leads in connection with the 13/7 blast case. And that's the reason why they've been camping here. They had some leads. They had a person who held Yasin Bhatkal, a key Indian Mujahideen member, to rent out premises in Mumbai. So they were working on that lead. They had kept that person on surveillance. Now, this particular lead, the Delhi police didn't share it with the Maharashtra ATS. Now, the Maharashtra ATS is the agency that's officially investigating the case. Now, when the Maharashtra ATS learned about this particular lead, they picked up the person, they arrested the person who the Delhi police had kept on surveillance, and they spoiled the case because then the people were alerted and then they fled the country. So this was a very important lead, a sensitive lead that the police had, which was spoiled by the ATS. Now, what we learned from our sources is that both the agencies were trying to nab the culprits, and they were not coordinating amongst each other, and that's the reason why they ended up messing up the entire case. Now, in this particular case, after interrogating the 6 people who were arrested in November, the Delhi police had come to an understanding that the 13/7 blast was a handiwork of Yasin Bhatkal. Now, Yasin Bhatkal, post the arrest of the Indian Mujahideen, crackdown of the Indian Mujahideen model in 2008, had raised up in the hierarchy and he had formed his new group. Now, he was the person which the police suspect is responsible for the 13/7 blast, and he, along with 2 Pakistani nationals, were held up at a rented premises in Bhaikala area of South Mumbai. And they were here since February last year, and they executed the blast, and they were still there. And then later, when they learned about the series of, what the investigation bit in the papers, they left the country. So this was something, the trail which the lead that the agencies were following, because they didn't communicate with each other, they didn't share information with each other, the important lead, the trail has gone cold. The larger question is that this was the time, this could probably be, they had best opportunity to get Yasin Bhatkal, but they messed it up by not communicating with each other and not, coordinating properly among the agencies. Rari?
Right. Rashmi, also, of course, this raises a question. When we have a national investigating agency in place that is meant to be investigating all these major terror attacks, why then is this still taking place? 2 different agencies, lack of coordination?
Exactly, Gargi. That's the larger point, is that why wasn't this case handed over to NIA in the first place? Now, post-2008 attacks, the Home Ministry formed the NIA precisely for this purpose, is that if there is any case which has a pan-India approach, because there has been problem with federal agencies, state agencies, there has been many inputs about the lack of coordination among the various state police. That's the reason why there was a centralized agency that was formed. But the NIA, what we learned from our sources, currently don't have that good investigators who can help crack terror cases, because terror cases are very sensitive in nature. You require to have a very different kind of informers network, and you have to have better understanding of the subject. So that's the reason why what we have learned from our sources is that NIA right now is not in a position to investigate such case, and that's the reason why they're dependent on state police. Now, but the state police failed to coordinate amongst themselves, and that's the reason why you had the situation like this, in which the 13-7 case was close to be cracked, and then everything got messed up because the two agencies, the Delhi police and the Maharashtra ATS, didn't coordinate with each other. What they ended up doing is they arrested a person and who was a very important lead in the case, and the boss of the entire investigation.
Right, Rashmi, thanks so much for joining us there. So major goof up really by the investigating agencies, with two main suspects then fleeing the country.